Hello friends. Did you know there are around 92 temples that were built by the Hoysalas? The famous being Belur, Halebedu and Somanathapura. In this Hoysala series, we have already visited 5 very beautiful temples showcasing the Hoysala architecture. In an endeavor to cover the beauty of their craftsmanship, until now we have covered the early architecture in Dodda Kadavalli, Koravangala and Mosale temples and Jain temples of Shravanabelagola and Halebedu. Now we will cover few of their masterpieces which were constructed during the peak of their historic period. Today we are visiting one of their marvels, the Halebedu Hosaleshwara Temple. We are welcomed by the sculptures of Ganesha and the Hoysala emblem at the entrance. King Vishnuvardhana built Belur temple and his minister Ketu Malla, a Shaivite devotee, built this Halebedu temple in memory of the king and queen. And he named the two lingas of the temples as Shantaleshwara in the queen's name and Hoysaleshwara in the king's name. There is an inscription in Sanskrit and Old Kannada inside the temple which states that this was built by the minister by collecting donations. We can observe 11 layers of constructions in the temple entrance. A king is said to possess qualities depicted in the first 4 layers. Elephants, that reflects strength. Simha or the lion, the courage. Flowers and climbers for decoration and alankar. Horse for its quickness and speed. We also find carving of an imaginary creature called Makhara with features of 7 animals. Pig's body, lion's leg, crocodile's mouth, elephant's trunk, cow's ears, monkey's eyes and peacock's tail. The next few layers we find dancers and musicians and amorous carvings of Kama and so on. The first 4 lines of these layers depict dharmic aspect of life, the second depicts meaning or artha of life, then the Kama which is part of the life of samsara, and finally the moksha in the form of ventilation which you see now. The inside of the temple has 3 parts: Garbhagriha, Darshana Mandapa and Navaranga Mandapa. Queen Shantala Devi is said to have danced here in this Navaranga Mandapa as an offering to worship the Lord. These are the Madalikas and the Shila Balikes. It is said that there were 84 of them in the temple, but only 14 remain in the temple now. The remaining 70 such sculptures were removed during the British rule and is now displayed in the London Museum. The pillars that you see are called Panchashila Stamba, meaning 5 pieces that were joined in the interlocking system. These pillars are built in such a manner that they can be dismantled and refixed again. Isn't it wonderful? There are 108 unique pillars in the temple which are highly polished and ornate. Unlike their contemporary Tamil kings who built huge granite temples down south, the Hoysalas built it with the softer soapstones. Hence, we find the temples with low height and many pillars to support the soft soapstone building. It is said that the construction of the temple began in 1121 Common Era, whereas that of Belur in 1117 Common Era. It took 103 years to complete single temple of Belur, whereas Halebedu took 190 years to build this twin temple, yet remained unfinished as when the construction work was on, it is said to have sustained 2 attacks by the armies of Delhi Sultanate, Alauddin Khilji and Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq in 1310 and 1326 Common Era to destroy the Hindu deities and loot and plunder the wealth stored in these temples. We find 2 monolith Nandis for the 2 Shivalingas of the temple. The 2 Nandis in this temple are 6th and 7th based on their height ranked by ASI, and one of it is ranked as 1st based on the decorations. You can see the ornate chains around its neck, the bells and other decorations. It even has a crown in its head and is highly polished. Carving is so naturally done that it reflects the cow's skin's folding as well. Halebedu was the capital during the reign of King Vishnuvardhana and remained as capital for the next 300 years of the Hoysala Empire. As per inscriptions, it was earlier referred to as Dwara Samudra, which in Sanskrit means gateway or door to the ocean, as it said that there was a huge water body which looked like an ocean. Later, after the plunder by the Mughal generals, it was called Halebedu, which meant spoilt house. The temple is so huge and filled with innumerable beautiful sculptures that a single video cannot do any justice, and hence I would cover the rest of the temple and share some very interesting anecdotes and information on how the temple was built. Please await my next videos on Halebedu filled with numerous anecdotes from Puranas and Itihasas. See you soon. Please share and subscribe if you find my content informative. Thank you.